Hello everyone, my name is Kerry Cox. I'm going to attempt to show you how to make sheaves of wheat in case you're doing a diorama where you need something like this that resembles sheaves of wheat. First of all, what I'm doing to get this effect is to use hemp string. This can be bought at any craft store for about $10 a roll, and it will make about 60 or 70 sheaves of wheat. And how you do it is like this. First of all, I will wrap enough pieces of string around a blank 8 times. Excuse the mistakes. Then once you've got to that stage, just slide it off. Keeping the loops in place, and then using a piece of hemp from the string that you cut before, you wrap it once back around, then do a tie off of just one tie off, and just before you tighten it up, you make sure that you've got all your loops even. And then pull as tight as you can, like that. Then, using a hobby knife, you slice each one of those loops until you've got all single strands hanging out both ends. Then using a pair of needle nose tweezers, I then start to rake all of these strands, and you keep raking and teasing and teasing and raking until you end up with a product that looks something like this. And once you've got it to this stage, you back this off here, make the loop a bit larger, then just add a dab of super glue to prevent the knot from slipping away. Once you've got to that stage, then you will need to trim it to its correct size. So, you get this looking like this. I then put the two ties together, and using each one as a guide, I'll then use a curved blade, which is easier to use, and I do what I call a rolling cut. There's that end. You come back to this end, and again a rolling cut. When that's all set, you tease the pieces apart, and then what I did to make it look like wheat was to spray a clear lacquer all over this with my trusty airbrush. When all of this surface here becomes sticky, I use sand. And you dip it in the sand like that, and what will happen is that all those particles of sand will stick to all the ends of the strands that you've created. Only do it one end, because this is the other end that they cut when they harvested the wheat. Now I am doing a particular diorama of when the Germans marched into Russia, and in the open wheat fields on the steppes they had nowhere to hide, but the Russians at that time were doing their harvesting, and there were thousands of sheaves of wheat lying on the ground ready to be picked up and stored. So the Germans then threw all of these sheaves of wheat all over their vehicles to disguise them from above, and they look quite effective. But that's my purpose for having wheat. You may have a farm scene or some animals or whatever, but this is how I make sheaves of wheat. I hope you enjoyed what I showed you, and good modelling.